सृष्टौ संस्थापकारीथो तत्रैवासीत् मार्तंडो स्वयं.
At the very beginning of the creation of this solar universe, the sun god, Martanda, was obviously present there himself in the form of energy. Since he himself is the only source of energy and creation of life.
यवद्गात् पुरस्तात् महतो अर्णवाभ्य विभ्राजमाना शरीरस्य मध्ये मां ऋषिभ्यो रोहिताक्षा सूर्यो व्यपश्यत् मनसा पुनातो यद् ब्रह्मा वादिष्म तन्मा मायंसि सूर्याय विभ्राजाय वै नमो नमः.
काश्मीर देशे तत्र तनोते मार्तंड देवो स्वयं.
There in Kashmir, the Martanda Deva, the sun god, himself sublimates everything. And on this sacred shrine, the devotees achieve all the spiritual exaltation, what is needed for their higher stage.
मार्तंड तीर्थं संप्राप्य मुक्त कल्मषाः परं व्रजेत्.
Whenever devotee reaches here and takes a dip in the outlet flow of Chaka riverlet, he spontaneously is free from all the sins and achieves the heavenly state of blessing.
The legend related in the Martanda Mahatmya connects the springs with the story of the production of the sun from the lifeless egg, Mrit Anda, which Aditi, the wife of sage Kashyapa, had brought forth as her 13th child. This is the place where the 3rd century king Ranaditya wanted to construct the Sun Temple. But the powerful Brahmins, locally called Pandas, asked him to construct the temple on a lofty plateau where sage Kashyapa had meditated to get rid of the demon Jalodbhav.
Ranaditya, the king of Kashmir, constructed a very simple temple here and there. Probably it was a Shiva and the Shakti. But we do not find the idols. So we can't say whether he was by faith Shaivite or the Vaishnavite. Somehow he was a devotee. And then after a long period, the course of history changed and dynasty of Karkota came to rule the Kashmir. Among the Karkota kings, King Lalitaditya is considered the bravest and the greatest king ever born in the Kashmir. Parihaspura is a very important place where he constructed the new city along with so many temples, where he constructed the Buddhist temple and Vaishnava temple and the Shiva temple. But he was told that Parihaspura is in the north-west direction. He has not constructed any temple in the southeast direction. So he started to construct the temple. The place was selected after Ranaditya.
Like most medieval temples of Kashmir, Martand consists of a courtyard with the principal shrine in the middle and a colonnaded peristyle. Martand is the largest and the finest example of the ancient Kashmiri style, which is remarkable for its quasi-classical features, derived, no doubt, from the earlier Indo-Hellenistic art of Gandhara and the northwest. Known as the Cyclops of the East, the temple is situated 3 miles to the east of Anantnag, the southern town of Kashmir. From outside the complex, the approaching worshipper's view is dominated by the colossal double gateway, which leads immediately to the ritual tank and on to the towering mandapa facade directly ahead. Like most medieval temples of Kashmir, Martand consists of a courtyard with a principal shrine in the middle and a colonnaded peristyle. The placement of the cells, noticeably above the courtyard floor, creates a dramatic effect, visually cutting off the outside world and placing the statues above the eye level of the worshipper. The cells were roofed over, and in front of the side walls of each stood a fluted column, held in place at the top by a continuous architrave. Unlike the often sprawling Buddhist complexes, here all ceremonies and processions were conducted within the spacious enclosed courtyard surrounding the lofty central structure. The opening of each cell is enclosed by the typical Kashmiri tri-lobed arch, set inside a triangular pediment. The entrance or gateway stands in the middle of the western side of the quadrangle and is of the same width as the temple itself. This proportion is in accordance with the ideas of Hindu architectural grandeur as quoted by Ram Raz. The Kashmiri Vishnu Dharmottar Puran describes a shrine called as Garuda Temple, but actually dedicated to Surya, composed of a main shrine and 2 attached side shrines. It forms the shape of the Garuda or the sun bird. In the architecture of the Martanda Temple, around the facade of the main temple, 35 idols were installed. 35 is a very important numeral in Shaivism of Kashmir, since 35 numeral is the element of energy, and beyond this, there is only one final element of Shiva. The existence of sun is nothing but the element of energy. Each of the 3 primary elements, temple, arcade, and gateway, is raised well above the floor, enhancing its already sizable proportions. And Martand is further distinguished by its physical situation upon a plateau, serving to give added monumentality to the entire complex.
I'm on Mandap. Mandap means the place where devotee used to come and greet and have the good wishes.
Out of the three chambers, the Mandapa was the first chamber of the temple, where the common people used to assemble for usual prayers. The pedimented entrance combines a trefoil arch of late Gandharan type with a pyramidal pediment truncated at the top and a simple Hellenistic pediment crowning the whole, which is used as a recurring lead motif. The pediments rest on pillars or pilasters with square, circular or fluted shafts, usually plain, but sometimes highly ornamented. The mandapa has two chambered side wings flanking it. The walls are profusely decorated, the chief motif being rows of double pedimented niches, alternating with rectangular panels. The front shrine includes the remains of several large images. The best preserved one is upon the north wall. Inside a double pent-roofed shrine is a multi-armed image of Vishnu.
Generally in the Suri temple or Vishnu temple, there are two doorkeepers. They are known as Jai and Vijay.
The northern and the southern walls of the mandapa provide each a doorway leading to the platform outside, in front of the two double-chambered wings. These two side doorways have faceted jambs, sloping outwards, and panelled lintels, over which a triangular roof in two tiers, accommodating a trefoil niche, contains a three-headed seated deity.
I am inside the antral. Antral means the interior part of the temple. This is very important. Devotee used to sit here and meditate for a longer period. It was a quiet and peaceful place.
Among the images carved on the walls of the antaral and the antechamber, we notice on the left wall of the former a well-executed image of the river goddess Ganga, standing upon her vehicle, the crocodile, which is looking up towards her. A female attendant on her right holds an umbrella over her head, and a chori bearer is on her left. She holds her usual emblems, a water pot in her left hand and a stalk of a lotus flower in her right.
According to Hindu mythology, whenever there is a sun temple and you have to enter in the sun temple to perform the worship, you have to get the water, and water should be very sacred. It can be from the Ganga and the Jamuna. Probably everywhere we can't find the Jamuna and the Ganga. So we are placing the two idols with this notion that we are bowing before the Ganga and we are getting the water from Ganga and Jamuna to perform the worship of the sun.
On the opposite side of the Antaral is the river goddess Yamuna with her vehicle, the tortoise. The inner chamber is plain and is closed on three sides. It is called Garbhagriha, or womb of the edifice. It corresponds to the Nos of the Greeks, or the Chela of the Romans.
Garbhagriha means the place where the idol of the deity is placed. For instance, we are inside the Surya temple, sun temple. Naturally, the idol there inside this Garbhagriha must have remained of sun, along with the 7 horses and the chariot.
Of all the artistic remains of Kashmir, nothing is perhaps more distinctive than the stone temple. The stone temple of Kashmir is a unique blend of the extraneous elements and the native creativity. That is, it is the result of the influences that radiated into Kashmir from different parts of the world, plus the creativity, the ingenuity that is the hallmark of the Kashmiri artist. As a result, a unique kind of architecture developed in Kashmir, which is not having a parallel in any other part of the Indian subcontinent, though the influences, extraneous influences, are prominently found in them.